So we're going to talk about why you keep freezing up in social situations. How mid-convo you're trying to think of something to say next, anything, and your brain just won't give it to you for some reason. And that always leaves you in just awkward as fuck situations. This used to be a massive problem for me. I think maybe unlike some people, I'd say that I actually started off most of my conversations quite well. Like, I'd introduce myself with a good amount of confidence. And I'd cycle through the basic questions like, where are you from? What do you do? And I get the conversation going a little bit, but after that, my brain just wouldn't give me anything. I couldn't for the life of me figure out where to take this conversation next. Mine was just drawing an absolute blank. And I feel like that's somehow even more crushing, like when you know you've started off the conversation well, and then you've just absolutely tanked it, and you don't even really know why. Like, am I just awkward? Do I not have the ability to talk to people? And yeah, for me, I don't know if anyone else gets this, but it's quite a specific feeling. But it's this feeling of you're just racking your brain for anything to say whatsoever. Like, you're reaching into the depths of your brain for like some kind of inspiration, something you could say, but your brain's not giving it to you. And that's like really frustrating. And then simultaneously, you're aware of the person in front of you and that it's been like a painfully long time since you've said anything, and that's like adding pressure to you, so that slows down your brain even more. It's just such an uncomfortable feeling. And I want to talk about why this happens to you and how we can actually resolve this, because I have figured this out after like many years of just fucking up over and over again. So first of all, just a disclaimer. You might be thinking, oh, I'm just awkward. I have social anxiety, which again, that might be the case, but a lot of people have this and they think I just have bad social skills. When that's absolutely not the case. You don't have bad social skills. Your body is just in survival mode. What is survival mode? What do I mean by that? It means your body, in this moment, literally believes that you're about to die, that you're in some grave danger. Like, this person in front of you, for whatever reason, represents some level of threat to you. Like, your body thinks this conversation right now is dangerous. And when you're in survival mode, that's just it. You can't think about anything other than staying alive. Your brain isn't thinking about what to say next, or am I coming across as confident, or am I making good eye contact right now? Am I doing the charismatic behaviors? Your body right now isn't thinking about any of that because it's focused on keeping you alive. So what I like to say to people is, think about the last time you had a conversation with a close friend. Like, how did that go? How were you feeling? And did you actually consciously ever have to think about what to say next? Because the answer is probably not. Because like in these like stressful conversations where our brain freezes, we're conscious of the fact that like we don't know what we're going to say next. Like, you probably agree with that. Like, you're thinking about like the lack of things to say. It's like a conscious thought in your mind. When you're talking to a friend, it's unconscious. Like, you often don't register like the words that come out of your mouth. Like, there's not like a thought in between them. Should I say this? Or what am I going to say next? You just say them. The conversation feels like very relaxed and chill and effortless. You kind of, around your friends, feel like you can say anything. And that's the root of why we keep freezing up in other social situations. Around our friends, our body, specifically our nervous system, feels relaxed. It feels safe. It feels comfortable saying anything. You can kind of say anything around your friends. Like me, when I'm with my friends, I make all these jokes that I wouldn't make around other people. I'm unfiltered. I truly feel like I can say anything. But I'm not like that around everyone. And that's because my nervous system doesn't feel safe around lots of other people. And it takes me a while to feel like that level of comfort where I can express myself. So basically, why this is happening to you is around when in those situations where our brain freezes up. For me, it's around people that I don't know, specifically people who I might deem to be like higher social status than me. Like obviously they're not more important than me, but for some reason my brain looks at it that way. It could be like someone who's really attractive, could be some authority figure, or it could be like maybe just a group of people that I don't know that well, like I haven't formed an opinion on them yet. But the thing linking them all is it's like social evaluation. I don't know how these people feel about me yet. So on some level, my mind interprets that as like, there's like a threat here to me. Like there's the threat of being rejected or humiliated, or it can actually go a lot deeper than that, because a lot of how our nervous system reacts in these situations, it comes from past situations. Like, to give you like a quick example, like I might meet someone, it's going to sound kind of like trippy, but I might meet someone who is very confident, who's very extroverted, almost like with like a tendency to dominate conversations. Like they kind of want things to be about them. Maybe they talk over people. I feel like when I meet people like that, I go more in my shell. I get more quiet. My brain freezes up more. And that's because these people, they kind of, my nervous system reacts to these types of people, but really it's not reacting to them. It's reacting to the past. Because in the past, I've had problems with individuals like that. My nervous system thinks of like bullies from school, or certain authority figures, teachers who fucking humiliated me in front of the class, who made me feel bad. And on some level, my nervous system learns that this type of person is going to cause you emotional pain. Like, we can't feel truly safe and comfortable around this person because there's some kind of emotional scars there. That's how our nervous system learns. It works faster than our thinking brain. Like, our thinking brain hasn't had a chance to catch up before we start feeling anxious. Like, it doesn't have a chance to evaluate whether this is worth getting anxious about, or whether it's right that we're feeling unsafe, because our nervous system is that powerful and it's learned from the past as an example. So that's the reason you freeze up. It's because a combination of those things, it's something in the present, some individual or some kind of situation that reminds you of the past, where maybe you had some kind of like emotional pain inflicted on you, and this current situation reminds you of that. And when you feel like that, as a result of that, because your brain is so focused on survival, it shuts down everything else that it doesn't need. And by that I mean the parts of your brain responsible for just having a normal conversation, your creativity centers, which control what you're going to say next, or things like your humor. What jokes should I make? So you see where I'm coming from? It's not that you're socially awkward or you have bad social skills. The part of your brain responsible for like your train of thought on like what you're actually going to say next is shut off. And that's because you don't feel safe. So there's many ways we can kind of overcome this problem, because this applies to like lots of situations. Like, I was thinking about this just now. There have been times when I, for whatever reason, felt like a bit stressful about recording a video like this where I don't really have a script. I think like, what if I make a mistake on camera? What are people going to think? So there's some kind of fear of judgment that reminds me of the past. And that stops me from like really being able to like think out loud and like process my thoughts on camera. So I end up making more mistakes anyway. So what I tend to do is you need to find a way to regulate your nervous system, to calm it down to the point where like, okay, your body feels safe. Like, I'm okay in this environment. Nothing bad's going to happen to me. Because 9 times out of 10, that's the case. Because we're reacting to the past. So for me, like when I get on camera and before certain scary things, I like to do deep breathing, like just like 10 sets, breathe in through your nose for 5, breathe out for 8. But it's not that effective in social situations because it's like, if I'm in the middle of an awkward silence and I start doing deep breathing, is that going to help me? It's not. So the fastest way that I found, a way that I love to make my nervous system feel safe in the moment, that I can use in the moment in social situations, is to make myself laugh. It's to fixate on what I find funny. Because when we're in that kind of state of amusement, when we're focused on like what we enjoy, what we find funny, if we literally, honestly, if we start laughing at whatever, that's sending impulses to our body that we can feel safe in this environment. It's the opposite of this like serious life or death feeling that we get when we can't think of anything. It's like, okay, I'm relaxed. I'm just having a good time. People might be judging me. I don't care. I'm having a good time. It's low pressure. There's no pressure on me to think of what to say next. So our natural inspiration and creativity returns. This is kind of a hard concept to explain. But the way I would put it is, when you're in this situation where like your brain is frozen, it's often because, you know, we're worried about like the social evaluation aspect of it. Like, what are they thinking? And on some level, we start to change our behavior as a way of like impressing them, like winning their approval. We talk ourselves out of saying certain things, making certain jokes that we would make around our friends. So I feel like this is as simple as just do and say what you would do around your friends. What feels like natural and relaxed, like the real you. Even if you can do that like 20%, because it's hard in the moment when you feel like that. Even if you can just remind yourself to do it, that will immediately help you calm down. That will make things better. But yeah, for me, the root of it is just saying, I like to just say whatever dumb thought I have on my mind. If something funny comes into my head, I often just say it out loud. What that looks like for you, I don't know. But oftentimes, when I focus on my own enjoyment in a conversation, when I make the jokes I want to make, as long as I'm not disrespecting anyone, or if I ask the questions that I want to ask, that I'm actually interested in hearing the answer to, or oftentimes just talk about things I want to talk about, other people end up liking that. Because I'm focused on my enjoyment. I'm not taking myself seriously. I'm having a good time. And that's creating like a positive vibe, the right kind of energy. Like when your brain is freezing, and you're like, oh, what do I say next? What kind of energy do you think you're putting out? It is kind of like stiff, like uncomfortable energy, and that carries over to the other person. But if you're unserious, if you're not taking this conversation like too seriously, you're relaxed, the vibe is about having fun, that's attractive to people. People will see that, and generally when I do this, people want to spend more time with me. So yeah, it's as simple as that. Act how you would act around your friends. Like, it's difficult, but try to be as authentic as possible, even in these situations where your brain is telling you, no, don't say that, no, don't say that. Because at the end of the day, if you're being really authentic, if you're putting out the same kind of energy you would around your friends, the real you, the people who like that, they will find you, they will seek you out. And the people who don't like that, at least they'll know not to waste their time. They're not people who you want in your life anyway. That's it. Take care.